Hi, I'm Abby, and this is Lydia. We share a house with two humans, Mama and Daddy. And sometimes Baba comes over so we can walk her, and in return, she makes us num-nums. It's a pretty cushy job here. We take the humans for walks 2 or 3 times a day, watch the house when they go play with other humans, or as Daddy says, to make money to buy Abby and Lydia oyatsu. For our effort, we get num-nums with treats, plus there's some pretty good nap-nap spots here. Lydia and I haven't always had this job. I came here first over 3 years ago when I was 3. At that time, my other job ended, and my human brought me on Christmas Day to a new job that just had cages of dogs. Each day, some dogs got called for a special job and never came back. I spent over a month there, but never got chosen. I didn't really care for that place and was pleased when some humans took me out of there and brought me to a new job called a foster home. I kind of liked that place. It had a couple other dogs. But one day, these 2 humans came for me to take them on a walk. The male was a control freak, trying to make me walk alongside him. The nerve. And the lady was needy, trying a little too hard to be friendly. I thought I was rid of them until one day my foster mom put me in the car and brought me to that strange couple's home. They looked way too excited, and their home had no dogs and no smell. They did have things called toys, which I didn't know what to do with, and a huge wooden pen that the male seemed quite proud of and seemed to think I would enjoy being in there when I was alone. Well, I decided this position wasn't a good fit for me, so I busted out the next day. I was on my own for 6 hours before a temple monk, who was in on the conspiracy, shut the gates when I came in for a little rest. So, I was back with the man. I gotta give it to him, though. The female and some people I had met at the foster home were all very happy to see me. Guess all of them had been looking for me. And finally, the male came home, looking quite mopey until he saw me. Wow! I'd never seen waterworks like that before. Well, I felt sorry for the poor guy and decided to give it a go with them. And that's how I got here, training 2 new humans. It was quite an adjustment. For example, you may find this hard to believe, but when I saw them pick up a leash or put on shoes to go for a walk, they didn't want me to start screaming and run around. Strange. They made me sit with no barks or nothing before I took them on walks. And it didn't stop there. Food dropped on the ground? NG, no. Where I come from, it's up for grabs. And get this. When I got num-nums in morning and afternoon, I had to sit on the other end of the room and wait for an okay to eat. Again, no noise wanted. That said, the meals are delicious. Depending on the day, the menu can range from small fishes sprinkled on top of my food to cucumber, broccoli, my favorite, apple, and watermelon. I fell in line pretty quick. Only took about 3 months. Before then, during our adjustment phase, a lady came over one day. I had met her once before at my foster home. I think she came to train the humans. I didn't need her help as I had them right where I wanted them, so I needed her to leave as quickly as she came. You should have seen the snow job I did on her. I climbed on the laps of the 2 humans like we had been together for years, and I loved them up big time. Embarrassing, yes, but she was gone, never to be back. And I never had to cozy up to those 2 like that again. One major problem we had was the chamber, as I called it. A big wooden pen where I was to be secluded when the humans went out and left me alone. I found this unacceptable, inhumane treatment, and I let the whole neighborhood know what they were up to. It was so confining. Knowing there was a sofa, Electric carpet, blankets, pillows, just sitting there waiting for me to snuggle on them for good shut-eye. Plus, how am I supposed to protect the house from inside a pen? They knew nothing of battle strategy for home protection. I tried busting out by repeatedly scratching on the door, severely hurting my nails, and barely made any progress. Just claw marks on the door. I don't know if my howling helped, but the male started to bribe me with various treats to lure me into the pen, hoping I would enjoy my stay. Once, he set up a DVD player and tried to get me to watch videos of ducks in a pond and monkeys riding llamas. As if. Anyway, victory was mine eventually. They gave me full reign of the house. I think, good for you, good for me. With the sliver of trust developed, I had them pretty much trained and figured they needed names. I decided to call them Daddy and Mama.